Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna learn about data store service because we after the latest or not the latest, but you remember the tutorial where we learned about how to make a leader stat, how to make a leader stats. Yeah, we're gonna precisely doing that, but now we're gonna learn how to like take that shit and pull it in a data store like that, so it gets saved, and then you don't have to worry about people complaining because there's some fucking morons. But yeah, so I love to draw the situation and what we're going to do later. So there will be really eyes right there. Okay, so we have the player right here. He's a new shining strong, and he's ready to play our game. But the problem is that if he leaves the game and want to play the game again, then he have to, you know, you know, so you know that he'll be surprised when his data is not saved, and then he's getting upset, and he will write paragraphs of a whole story how upset he is. We don't want that because then it just will just demotivating other people too when we're seeing how upset this guy is. So how we can make this guy happy again is using a data store service. Uh, machine. This is the machine, and we have his leader stats. Lead. We gotta just call it lead. Yeah, right. And yeah. So this is the leader. So we will use in while loop, taking all the shit up in this data stores as, and boom. That's how we're gonna do it. If you're confused, then I understand. I'm confused too. I don't even know what I'm doing here. So instead of wasting time, let's begin the tutorial. Okay, guys. So the first thing we want to do is adding a script called datastats, so we're not confused what it is. Then you already know the tutorial. If you've seen the datastats tutorial, then there shouldn't be any problems. So we're just gonna write the main part here. And we're just gonna say make a new folder, call it leader stats. It can only be called leader stats. That's the problem with Roblox Studio, is that if you wanted to call something else, you can't. And that's just how they are coping somehow. So player, we can have leader stats equals name equals leader stats. Very profound. It makes you really happy when you just says directly what you've written. Okay, so now we make the folder, and the point what we want to save is points. So int value, comma leader stats, then points dot value equals 0 points. Already falling asleep. It's one of these boring part of coding. Points, and we also want to save another data, another value. We're gonna say kills. We're not gonna make this a full game. I'm just gonna show you how to use data store. Okay, so if you want to, you could be satisfied to see if you're a completely beginner, and you can just be right away be satisfied. Okay, I think I should begin to scroll down my pace because it's really impacting Roblox physics. It's making me physically walking slower. So how we will implement this? First of all, we're gonna say local data equals game get service data store service. I'm gonna just call it my data. And we're gonna say um get get data store. I'm gonna call it data. So first of all, we want to make get data, then local success, comma. You can also just comma and slash, and if you really want to, you could have an error. You just you can just call it error, but remember to call it so miss. Just call it message error. Oh, for God's sake, there. Equals pcall function, and I know you wonder what is pcall. A pcall just prevents the script if there is an error, so it doesn't completely shut down, and it still runs. It just this part of it just isn't functional anymore. So we're gonna say get data, and you should just imagine this is just like saying return every line. So what it does is that whatever or what part in the script has an error, it will stop there and actually kind of like return it. Like if you imagine if you had a function and you had return in it, and then you want to return the error, what happened, it precises that and it's doing automatically. That's why it's so smart using this. So get data equals my data, get async, and then yeah, you also want user ID. So user ID equals player.user ID, and this is how you get the data. So basically get a sync, then you can get it from what string you want to, but you have to remember it. So that's the only problem. And yeah, so what this does is just getting the data from the so-called ID, and you just know it's saved on the servers on Roblox headquarters or spare run or whatever. I don't remember right one what it does. Oh, I know what this does, but how the data is getting received and all that shit. So we can say if get data equals nil. So if it's nil, then we can say print. We can just print new player, new player. Else, and this is just here we can make a for loop. Say for, comma data in pairs. Yeah. Oh, what? Okay, the thing is that how I would save the data is just referring the names of the data here for data. So maybe not. I could just say, yeah, it's turning to a table anyway. So I could just say equals get data, and then saying points dot name, points dot value. The same thing we can just do here. Say point, then say kills dot value equals this, and oh, or else you could automatic, or it's not really easy way to automatically do it, and you have to do something that's a little bit, not time consuming, but it does make your script a little bit more clouded. But it's a better way to manage it. So at least your data is readable when we say local user ID equals player dot user ID. Wait, I want to check if it says. Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to go to security. You have to enable Studio access to API service. Remember that? Sorry. And now we can say, see, it says new player. And the problem is that if I'm joining the server, I will make an ah. Oh yeah, it's because it didn't. It's because we haven't even saved the data. So we can say, yeah, this is here we can loop through, or just making a table by ourselves. And yeah, the best way you can do this is just make a new table and call it data save. And the way of we are coding it, so we will actually say points, points, or it's actually no whatever, points equals player dot leader stats, player leader stats dot points dot value, comma. Then we can add. Well, we can call it kills, kills. Then we can make a new success, comma message error equals pickle function if get data equals null and print new player. Then, and then we can just make here, say data, save, that's it. Yeah, yeah, my data set async, then the ID, no, the reference. As you can see here, this is here where you can get it. As you can see here, this links. If you like can visualize it in your head and see how this actually really link really well, and then the data, that is just a folder, and that should be it. And then you could, if you want to, then you could say data print out if the data is saved. New player, when it leaves and joins. And yeah, that should be it. And one thing you also can do is if you do this print, this is a way you can get the table, so you can actually get the saved information. And as you can see, it did. So that's pretty nice. And if you really want to like get the full capability of this, then you can say stats, leader stats. Where I can just make a new folder. Boom, boom. Leader stats. When the problem with this is now you have to do this data leader stats. Why did I call it like that? Leader stats. Then you can call it user leader stats. And as you can see, this is pretty smart. And yeah, and you have to go out and join again. And this is a good idea to planning how you're managing your data store, because then you can have issues. You can have issues with players because then the data is not getting saved because things have changed. So you also have to remember that, because that's super important. As again, you will always try to avoid making your players mad. And as you can see, this is really useful. And oh yeah, also to show you the data is actually getting saved, I could, let me just go in there and say workspace. Oh no, game dot players dot UI 55553 dot leader stats. Just type your name here. Leader stats dot, maybe you can say, let's say kills dot value plus equals 1. Boom. Then going out of the game and join again. And now kills should be 1. As you can see, it does. And this is super smart, but also one thing I want to say is that there could be some data loss sometimes, but that's only if you have like a super big data. So I have seen like a data store, another data store where it's more like you can customize this, but right now this is could be for beginners. So having that customizable data store is not really a good thing to start with. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and I'm not like the other aggressors people, these was like, can you like and subscribe? Like, go hang yourself, really. Are you getting tired of this because you feel like you're getting, it feels like you're just a product to them. Like all their charm is just being lost. But yeah, thank you for watching and see you next great time. See ya.